The largest crowd ever to see a basketball game in the state of Alabama has jammed the Birmingham Jefferson Civic Center for the SEC semifinals. 17,689 set to watch the Alabama Crimson Tide take on the Arkansas Razorbacks. Welcome back to Birmingham. I'm Bob Kessling. Something's got to give in this game because Alabama comes in after winning 3 straight SEC postseason tournaments. Arkansas, one of the new members of the Southeastern Conference, brings with them 3 straight Southwest Conference Tournament Championship trophies. So these are 2 teams that are tournament tested, and they're getting set to square off. The winner goes on to face the Kentucky Wildcats tomorrow. Kentucky has just knocked off LSU, and as you see, Arkansas and Alabama are set to meet. Arkansas beat Georgia yesterday, and Alabama withstood a serious charge by the Florida Gators to win it 62-60. That sets us up. Arkansas, Alabama, a terrific matchup, and to call the game for you, Bob Carpenter and Larry Connolly.
All right, Bob, thank you very much. Here we are on the court, Larry, where this could be another one of those greatest games you've seen this year as these two get together. But in the context of the tournament, with Kentucky getting through now, do they match up against either of these clubs?
You know, Bob, during the season, Kentucky beat Alabama on their home court, but Arkansas leveled a big loss to the Kentucky Wildcats on their home court. I think Kentucky would love to have a shot at Arkansas again. It's nice to see the Cats back in their customary position right at the top and playing for the championship.
They've been there 22 times, but coming up, we've got a great one. Crimson Tide and Razorbacks in a very short time. A couple of basketball teams who've gotten to know each other very well.
Alabama-Arkansas has turned into one of the SEC's hottest rivalries. A controversial finish beat the Razorbacks in Tuscaloosa. But Todd Day turned on the offense as the Crimson Tide fell in Fayetteville. In the SEC quarterfinals yesterday, Arkansas had its hands full with Georgia till the closing minutes. And it took till the closing seconds for Bama to put away Florida. Wimp Sanderson chases his 4th consecutive SEC tournament title, but his Tide has to beat the Razorbacks next in the SEC semifinals.
Jefferson Pilot Sports presents the best in regional college basketball, the Southeastern Conference. The Pepsi SEC Game of the Week is brought to you by the Jefferson Pilot Life Insurance Company. For insurance and financial services, better call Jefferson Pilot. By high-octane BP Super Gasoline. So good, it's guaranteed. Treat your car to BP Super today. By Delta, the airline of SEC country. We love to fly, and it shows. And by Pepsi. Gotta have it.
And we welcome you back to the Birmingham Jefferson Civic Center as Pepsi presents the SEC semifinals, the Crimson Tide of Alabama and the Razorbacks of Arkansas. These two have been together twice this year. Larry Connolly in Tuscaloosa, game was in the 60s. Not so in Fayetteville. So what do we look for today?
You know, Bob, I think that's the most interesting part of this game. I'm not sure which game we're going to see. It was a titanic defensive struggle in Tuscaloosa, but in Fayetteville, they turned it loose. In the first game, both clubs were 8 of 29 from three-point range. In Fayetteville, they were 21 of 45. So which game are we going to see today? I don't really know.
The well-documented success of Alabama in postseason play. 10 consecutive in this tournament. They've won 3 straight. And Arkansas has won 10 straight as well. So while they're perfect 10s, it's a day for 3s, though.
Yeah, Bob, but you take a look at these 3 guys. I don't know that there's a team in the country that has 3 better players, all-around players, than what Alabama has right here. And if there is a particular club that does have, it may be Arkansas that's got them.
And they're all seniors. They hold almost a dozen school records between the 3. And offensively, it's Todd Day with the supporting cast of Lee Mayberry and Big O, Oliver Miller.
I'm going to tell you what, all year long, I do a lot of college basketball games, and I have a chance to see a lot of teams and a lot of players. Folks, you're not going to see a better basketball game, including the Final Four, than what you're going to see today between these 2 clubs. They're great offensively and they're great defensively, and I'm just happy to be here.
And yes, we may be within an hour of Tuscaloosa, but around here, it sounds a lot like Barnhill Arena in Fayetteville. Tide and Hogs coming up after this word from Pepsi.
Now that everybody wants a big taste of Pepsi, they're going to need a new slogan.
I got it. Pepsi, a wacky cola.
Pepsi tastes great, but only if you drink it.
The Jimmy Connors of colas.
I was going to say that.
Tastes good and makes a wonderful gift.
Wild, young, thirsty, and free.
If all these people gotta have it, why don't they just say Pepsi? Gotta have it.
There it is.
Gotta have it.
I got 2 words for you. Gotta have it.
The Birmingham Jefferson Civic Center is rocking for the semis of the SEC tournament. Alabama and Arkansas. Let's meet the Tide and the Razorbacks. Here's the PA announcer, Carl Stevens.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Birmingham Jefferson Civic Center and game number 9 of the 1992 Southeastern Conference basketball tournament between the Arkansas Razorbacks and the Alabama Crimson Tide. And now, here are your starting lineups. First for Alabama. At guard, a 6-foot junior from Bradenton, Florida, number 12, Elliot Washington. At guard, a 6'1" sophomore from Jackson, Mississippi, number 31, James Robinson. At center, a 6'9" freshman from Birmingham, Alabama, number 51, Cedric Moore. At forward, a 6'9" senior from Andalusia, number 25, Robert Ory. And at forward, a 6'4" senior from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, number 42, Latrell Sprewell. The Crimson Tide is coached by Wimp Sanderson. And now for the Arkansas Razorbacks at guard, a 6'6" junior from Tulsa, Oklahoma, number 3, Warren Lynn. At guard, a 6'2" senior from Tulsa, Oklahoma, number 11, Lee Mayberry. At center, a 6'9" senior from Fort Worth, Texas, number 25, Oliver Miller. At forward, a 6'9" senior from Memphis, Tennessee, number 10, Todd Day. At forward, a 6'8" senior from Richmond, Virginia, number 35, Isaiah Morris. The Razorbacks are coached by Nolan Richardson.
The noise level here in Birmingham, very high. Expectations as well as the Tide and the Hogs get together. The tip-off is next.
With service to more cities across the Atlantic than any other U.S. airline, Delta now makes it easier than ever for the people of America to get to know the people of Europe.
Buongiorno.
Bonjour.
Fia.
Guten Tag.
Grüezi.
Delta, we love to fly and it shows.
Здравствуйте.
The Crimson Tide may be feeling a little bit further away from home than it really is. Arkansas Red, the order of the day in Birmingham. And the veteran SEC officiating crew to call this one is an outstanding one in itself. Don Rutledge is the referee. Max Chauvin and Gerald Boudreau, his supporting cast. Razorbacks in their home white uniforms. They're the higher seed. Isaiah Morris will jump it up against the Crimson Tide of Alabama in the road Crimson. And in the air for them, Cedric Moore. Alabama has it. Robert Ory, such a great job early in the game last night. And here he goes again.
Alabama's going to open up in their man-to-man defense, and it's Ory's responsibility to shut down Miller.
Oliver Miller got the tap to Morris that kept the possession alive, and Isaiah puts it home.
Arkansas with that press. Pretty tough to stop that man.
Sprewell. But they're pointing at him for the offensive foul. The basket counts.
All right, we've played 28 seconds. We've got 3 baskets and 3 great individual moves. What else do you want? Just the beginning, folks. This is a terrific basketball game played between 2 superpowers.
Lee Mayberry runs the Arkansas offense. Miller for Lynn. Warren Lynn made a living against the Crimson Tide in Fayetteville. He had a bunch of 3-pointers against their zone. He's been a starter ever since.
There's Oliver Miller. I tell you, you talk about great hands and a tremendous passer for a guy his size. Now he wants it inside.
Mayberry, great entry for Miller.
Ori, the second leading shot blocker in the SEC. Little he can do against that body.
4-4 first minute. Oliver Miller, 6'9", 290, and that's probably a little slim.
Oh, I think you're being kind.
Sprewell driving, taking it a little too high. Ori on the back of Isaiah Morris, and the Razorbacks will have it, says Gerald Boudreau on the baseline. Wim Sanderson, now the winningest ever Alabama coach, with his 265th win last night.
The king of play.
Miller lost it. Ball squirted in between his legs. He's on the floor with it, and that will be a possession belonging to the Razorbacks. Nobody really looked too eager to go after the Big O.
Oliver looked like a beached whale down there. Couldn't get up. Watch him fall now. Goes down, just holds onto the ball. Well, who's going to go down after it?
Not I, said 3 Crimson Tiders.
Alabama still in their man-to-man defense. Good pressure. Look at Robinson on Lynn out front. Sprewell on Day. What a tremendous matchup that is.
Todd Day waiting down to Miller. Miller shoveling, nicely done. And Isaiah Morris is 2 for 2. Arkansas is really tough to deal with. If he hits early shots, then who do you key on?
Well, Oliver Miller again doing a good job of delivering the basketball. Very seldom you see a guy that large who can deliver the basketball on time and right where he wants it.
Cedric Moore. Miller blocks him down low. Warren Lynn for Todd Day.
Good lead pass and a good break by the Hawks.
Miller the block, Lynn the assist, Todd Day the finish, and Arkansas has doubled up on Bama in the first 2.5 minutes.
Razorbacks now back into that zone defense. They'll trap out of this. It's a 1-3-1 with Day out on the point.
At 6'9". Sprewell right side. Robinson missing. Oliver Miller tipping it around.
He got it over Ori.
Warren Lynn waiting for Mayberry to come out high. Will penetrate, kick it for Morris. Isaiah 3 for 3. At the other end, Sprewell tripped up by Warren Lynn.
Don't drop your head, you might miss something. Both of these clubs are going to go up and down the floor. I think maybe we may have that second type of game that they play in Fayetteville when they had a lot of offense and just a little defense.
Elliot Washington will throw it in. Alabama will counter. Andre Perry, who can play the 4 or 5. A little small for the position down there dealing with Oliver Miller, but he's very strong, and he's an outstanding offensive rebounder.
Perry walks into the game, stands next to Morris, and they get into it right away. Started pushing each other.
Down to the baseline, Todd Day on the foul.
Well, look at this. Here's Perry. He just came off the bench. Just get away from me. Don't bother me. This is my position. I belong here, not you. Great way to start the game. Come off the bench and immediately get into it.
Todd Day on that foul a moment ago. 2 early ones on the Razorbacks.
Again, Arkansas back into that trapping zone defense. They're very quick with this.
And the man who just checked in, who doesn't give them a lot of scoring, Andre Perry with a nice touch. But he is an outstanding shooter when he picks his spots, 59%. Mayberry for Lynn. Oliver Miller, Razorbacks perfect 5 times down the floor. 3 of them for Isaiah Morris. 1 of them, Todd Day. He has it slapped away by Robert Ori, scraping for it. Washington saves it. Sprewell runs with it. Underneath, Ori, reverse, yes.
Good pass by Robinson. Alabama with a controlled break, got it in the right position. Ori with a good steal to initiate it.
Miller over Ori. Tapped home, Day couldn't get it down. And on the baseline, it'll belong to Arkansas.
Watch the play again. Day trying to make the move inside. The good steal by Ori. Watch Washington save the ball. Get it to Robinson. He's going to take it the length of the floor. Or Sprewell gets it to Robinson. Robinson brings the ball in, and there's Ori standing wide open. Look at this reverse layup.
It's all it was built to be so far.
Alabama led this league in blocked shots, but watch Oliver Miller show a little bit of the blocking ability of his own. But that's not just all they've got. They've got an offense on the other end, and Todd Day is going to finish it up. Well, those are two great players. Throw Mayberry into the mix. Not much better than that.
Arkansas will throw it in. Just over 4 minutes in. Razorbacks on top by a couple. And Alabama right with them. Todd Day for Mayberry. Miller deflected by Ori. Now he receives the pass. And Robert Ori with a half dozen early ones made that one happen at both ends.
You know, Miller is very adept at getting the ball at the top of the circle of the free throw lane and dropping it down inside to one of the other players. That time he had the pass deflected and Alabama got a run out. Well, still a good man-to-man defense by the Crimson Tide.
Mayberry for Lynn.
You know, both clubs are 5 of 7 from the field, shooting 71%.
Todd Day matched up against Sprewell. They're just staring each other down. And Todd Day all the way down to the baseline, his second basket.
That's a battle that will go back and forth. That'll teeter-totter all day long. One trip it'll be Sprewell, the next one will be Day.
Day almost deflected that pass. Missing on the shot was Robinson. Ball on the floor. Loose for Robinson. Throws an air ball. And underneath it looked like it might have been Morris on the back of Andre Perry.
How about Perry making the pass while he's sitting on his backside? Nolan Richardson, who has done such a great job with this club this year. Watch this action down underneath. And you're going to see Perry go to the ground. He's going to sit here and look around. He's got to get rid of it before Miller gets it. Robinson throws up a shot and misses it. And still Alabama comes up with the ball, and Perry comes up with it.
Short Perry was. Mayberry at the other end, just rolling it home his first basket. And again, Oliver Miller, a great passer. His 95th assist of the year.
Just a great outlet pass.
Razorbacks by 4, 5.5 minutes in. A little bit short from the left side. Underneath. Good work. And Perry is up strong and in, drawing the foul.
Looks like Wimp Sanderson may be called a genius, at least in the first couple of minutes of this game. That substitution right there of Perry coming in for more is proving to be very beneficial. Watch Perry get the inside track here. Look at that strong rebound. He came down with it, a little pump fake, a bounce, another pump fake, draw the foul and get the basket. Perry having a terrific game.
Can't convert the three-point play, but he'll get it back. That was foul number 2 on Isaiah Morris on that play. Tied down by 2. Todd Day with the steal.
Is he quick?
He's number 2 all-time in steals behind teammate Lee Mayberry. First half, 6 minutes in. Mayberry for Arkansas, scoring his second field goal. And this one is off to a quick start in Birmingham. Arkansas 16, Alabama 12. Arkansas went out to an 8-4 lead, but they have traded baskets ever since.
Again, they're trapped by the Razorbacks. The ball moving well for Alabama. They're penetrating, and Robinson walks.
Second turnover by Alabama. Wimp Sanderson last night in beating Florida became the all-time Alabama winningest coach with his 265th W, surpassing that of Hank Crisp, who wrapped up his career a long time ago.
I got a great stat for you. Wimp Sanderson has been involved in exactly 1/2 of all of Alabama's wins.
Here's Todd Day. Underneath, the scoop won't go. Roosevelt Wallace can't knock it home. Perry fighting for the Alabama rebound. They switch it. Ori.
Oh, look at the pass by Ori.
Andre Perry finishing the play.
Just leave it up in the air and let him pluck it out of there. Oh, what a great pass.
Arkansas by 2. Day takes on Sprewell. And off the glass, kisses it ever so easily. A half dozen for Todd Day. And another good move. James Robinson in from the right side. His first basket.
Well, they going up and down the floor, and I mean the defense is very good. Just the offense is a little bit better. Alabama stayed in this man-to-man defense. The Razorbacks have basically stayed with that trapping zone.
Roosevelt Wallace rejected by Ori. Got it back for Day. Way short on the three. Oliver Miller caught it right on the top of the head of Robert Ori, but then lost it. Sprewell. Elliot Washington looking at the three.
He's been scoring more lately. He averages 1 point a game, and he's averaged 5 in his last 6.
High-scoring affair. Less than 8 minutes in. Alabama by a point. Wallace inching his way in. Strong move just off the bench a few moments ago. Roosevelt Wallace.
You know, he and Morris sort of exchange starting roles. They kind of take turns.
They kick it down. Rejected for the second time by Oliver Miller.
Perry will have second thoughts about going back in there again.
339 block shots in his career. Sprewell over Miller. Tapped by Day. Ori knocks it home. 8 for Robert Ori. The pace is furious. Wallace knocked away by 2 Tides. It's over the baseline. Arkansas will keep it. So now we're 8 minutes and 35 seconds into the first half. Bama by 1, and we'll return after this word from Pepsi.
Today, Pepsi announced a new slogan. Mere words? Or is a taste of Pepsi so big, America's really got to have it?
Gotta have it.
It's something I felt for years, but never had the words to express.
If it's so popular, how come everybody's drinking it?
Henry's only regret is that he started drinking Pepsi this late in life.
The phrase gotta have it strikes a chord deep in the human psyche.
Now that everybody's got to have it, Pepsi's not going to need celebrity endorsers anymore.
And that's what I've been saying all along.
Lowe's would like to introduce you to Raymond Street. Looks like Mr. Canner finally painted his house. Sounds like Mr. Osborne is building that sunroom. And the Mastons are planting an apple tree from Lowe's. Over the years, Lowe's has gotten to know almost all the residents of Raymond Street. And soon, you will too. Just like you'll get to know about Lowe's guaranteed low prices, if you don't know about them already. Lowe's, helping add value to the homes on Raymond Street and your street.
The Olympic Games feature our nation's best. And now your Jeep and Eagle dealers are featuring theirs during the Jeep and Eagle National Drive for the Gold sale. Get a Jeep Cherokee with package discounts and cash back. An Eagle Talon with terrific savings. Or an Eagle Summit wagon with air at no charge. So see your dealer and drive for the gold today. It's the perfect way to celebrate all our nation's best.
Ask your Jeep Eagle dealer about the NCAA Pizza Hut promotion today.
Alabama up by 1, and this is the way you run the fast break. Watch Perry underneath break this double team. First of all, it's got to be the outlet pass. He gets it out. There's the first pass. That's the catch. The second thing, the player has to look up the floor and recognize where the next pass goes. Boom! There's the second one. Or he's got it, looks across court, the dump down inside. Look at the little flip pass and the jam. Boy, that is a great way to run the break.
And they've outscored Arkansas on the fast break. 10-4 so far. The shooting is good. That one from Mayberry won't go from the outside right wing, and Alabama will have it back.
Easy to get pumped over one of these, isn't it?
Boy, it isn't. And 17,000 in this building would agree.
Had a good first one today, too. Kentucky with a win over LSU, a stubborn LSU team that wouldn't give up with O'Neal out of the lineup.
Yeah, great effort by Dale Brown and the Tigers. Razorbacks man-to-man. Right side they go. Tied for James Robinson. Mayberry on him. And it looks like they're going to get Roosevelt Wallace down near the baseline for a foul, his first.
James Robinson with that nice move down the lane. They wouldn't even be in this semifinal game had it not been for Robinson. He scored 21 of the 30 second-half points against Florida to get them here,
including the last one in the final 10 seconds. Way long from the right side, Ori. Rebounded for Arkansas by Ken Biley, who just checked in. Did not play in the quarterfinal game yesterday. Here's Wallace just inside the arc. Well long with it. Todd Day kept it alive, and Biley for Mayberry. They'll Hawkins also out there for Nolan Richardson. He's really got some personnel he can put in there. 9 or 10 deep he'll go. And talk about deep. Todd Day with the 3, 9 for him. At the other end, it won't go for Robinson. Sprewell over Wallace, and the Razorbacks have it again. They lead by 2.
Arkansas with good defense that time. They got back in time, didn't allow Alabama to get an easy one on them. Tide still in that man-to-man defense.
Hawkins, left baseline, offensive foul all the way.
Nice job by Cedric Moore, who started this game, went out for Perry, and now he's back again. Watch him get in position to draw this foul. Hawkins completely out of control. That's good help. That's nothing but good help.
Robert Horry is taking a seat for Alabama. Top of your screen, picking out a place to sit down, and Andre Perry has returned. Arkansas almost in penalty trouble in terms of fouls. Alabama has a bunch to give and a long way to go. 9:50 first half. Sprewell kicks it out on top. Elliot Washington retrieving.
Interesting, both Robinson and Sprewell passed up shots that time.
Not that time, and Robinson well long with the long 3. Todd Day comes up with it. Todd Day and Oliver Miller combined for 23 rebounds in the quarterfinal game yesterday.
And the shooting has fallen off in the last 2 minutes. The pace could not keep up.
Razorbacks by 2. 9:20 to go first half. And Cedric Moore dumped Lee Mayberry up at the high post.
Mayberry gave a pretty good acting job that time. He went to his backside. Wimp Sanderson felt like it was that way too. But he should. Watch the upper right-hand side of your screen right here, and you'll see Perry trying to get through. There's Mayberry going down. It was Cedric Moore that committed that foul, wasn't it? Yeah, out top.
His first. Robert Horry is back for the Crimson Tide. Mayberry for Day. He'll go right at Sprewell, actually around him, and it was cut off. Andre Perry gave him great help.
Sprewell got the block from the backside.
Washington to Robinson, and he was pushed by Ken Biley. And Arkansas, 17 fouls already. The announcers for this game selected and compensated by Jefferson Pilot Sports. Any use of this broadcast without the express permission of the Southeastern Conference and Jefferson Pilot Sports prohibited.
I don't think Mr. Bobbitt cares about that very much, but he didn't care about that foul.
Nolan doesn't care about the fact he's got 7 early ones. That'll put Robinson to the line. He's a 71% shooter. As a team, Bama at 67%. And Robinson with his 3rd point.
This young man's had 2 good games against Arkansas. He had 20 against them in Tuscaloosa and 26 in Fayetteville.
Oliver Miller is back. Ken Biley gave him a breather. Four for Robinson. Game tied with 9 minutes to go. First half. The winner meets Kentucky for the SEC championship tomorrow.
Well, I really think the entrance of Arkansas into this league has really created a lot of excitement. They have brought terrific fans, a good basketball team, and excellent play. It's just been a lot of fun for them being in the league this year.
Miller, Hawkins, Mayberry for 3. Day trying to keep it alive. Robert Horry has it for Alabama. Straight ahead to James Robinson. And that will be an offensive foul on a tremendous play by Lee Mayberry.
You don't get much better than that. Watch Robinson take the ball at midcourt, go all the way down. Look at Horry with a save. The throw to midcourt, Robinson with a catch. Watch this move, a spin move. He thinks he's got Mayberry set up? No, Mayberry right with him. Oh, I don't know about that one.
Neither does Wimp Sanderson, livid on the sidelines. Hawkins for Mayberry. That's 2 charges Mayberry's drawn on Crimson Tide players in the last 4 minutes. Todd Day almost throwing it away. Hawkins saving it.
Miller's calling for it inside. Day's going to take it.
Long with the 3. Mayberry right at the iron. It got nothing but glass. Here comes Sprewell. Down to Perry. Shovels for Horry. Wallace stole it and saved it. Day all the way for Mayberry.
Bob, both of these these clubs are very adept at running out. You've got to be able to get back on defense. They've got such quick athletes. When you make a shot, you better not celebrate because they're heading the other way with it.
Arkansas by 2, 7.5 minutes to go before halftime.
I think they could play maybe until about 11 tonight. I would have it. This would be a lot of fun.
Strong drive, right side, Sprewell, his second field goal, and there they go. Day, but he missed it. Hawkins in there, flailing away, and the Tide comes up with it. Elliott Washington running. Right side, Robinson. Long with it, Hawkins. 3-on-3. Todd Day for Hawkins. Kicks it inside, intercepted. Maybe should have taken that shot. Sprewell around Todd Day, who rebounds the miss.
This is incredible. We must be averaging a shot about every 8 seconds.
Wallace will take it, and he drills it. Roosevelt Wallace with his second field goal. It was a 2, and the Razorbacks by a couple.
Well, I just don't think these players can maintain this pace. They've got to back off. They're going to wear each other out. And if we go to the bench, Arkansas's bench is much stronger than Alabama's.
Ori penetrated, and he traveled. Razorbacks will bring 3 in off that bench when we return. 6:18 first half, Arkansas by 2.
Arkansas up by 2. It's just about baseball season, Bob, so I think we've got a chance to watch maybe somebody throw someone out from center field. No, it's not. It's Todd Day throwing to Mayberry, long, and the dunk. Arkansas does that a lot. They will run out on you.
Razorback shooting well still, 52% from the floor, but Alabama has cooled off. They have 1 more attempt and 2 less makes. Rebounding's pretty even. Arkansas 15-12 there. 6:10 to go, first half. Bob Carpenter, Larry Conley in Birmingham. And everybody catching their breath during that timeout. Oliver Miller, and that will be goaltending. Robert Ori, Miller will have his second field goal.
Bob, that's the advantage that Miller has on the inside against Ori. If he can back him in far enough, Ori won't get that shot blocked. It'll be heading down by the time he gets up there to swat it.
Razorbacks by 4. They've checked Robert Shepard in there to watch Elliott Washington. A couple of small, quick guards matching up out on top. They've also checked in Clint McDaniel, a freshman, and just checking in for Alabama, Darby Rich with that turnover.
Stepped right on the line when he received the ball. Knew it. Watch the Arkansas offense. They use those 2 guys down low and really try to work into them.
Miller for McDaniel. The freshman way off with that one. Rebound Rich. Tide running. Elliott Washington kicking it. Robert Ori looking for double figures.
And his hand up all the way from the midcourt line on. Says, give it to me and I'll take it in.
He has 10 of Bama's 27.
Good looking pass by Washington.
Roosevelt Wallace dribbling on the penetration. Won't go for him. And underneath, Wallace has it again. Roosevelt Wallace with a half dozen. Morris with a half dozen. Larry, they've got 12 from that position already. Ori will take the 3. Well, along with it, Darby Rich rebounding it. Forcing his way in and putting the Tide back to within 2.
I think he shocked the Arkansas players. Miller's open. It goes off the glass. Shepard with a long pass.
Here comes the Tide. 4-on-2. Alley-oop. Robinson on the receiving end.
Ori with a pass.
McDaniel, baseline left, stop cold.
Good stop by Ori.
Wallace for Miller. High risk pass. Tide coming down 3-on-2. Robinson penetrates. Alabama takes the lead. Player down after the score. Looks like Andre Perry.
Take a look at this great pass by Robert Ori, but an even better catch by James Robinson. Ball up around the rim. One hand, catches it, puts it in the other hand, and funnels it in.
Bama by 2.
Sometimes I dream that he is me. You got to see that's how I dream to be. I dream I move. I dream I groove.
Like Mike. If I could be like Mike. I'm gonna be like Mike. Like Mike. If I could be like Mike. Be like Mike. Like Mike. If I could be like Mike. Be like
24 hours a day across Europe, Asia, and America. 70,000 of the best people on the ground are working to bring you the best service in the sky.
Delta, we love to fly and it shows.
When you get BP Super, you get more than our highest octane. Like all BP gasolines, you get the highest level of cleaning power for your engine, which is why we can guarantee our gasolines won't cause fuel system problems of any kind. Something you'll really appreciate during the spin cycle.
Try High Octane Super at BP today.
BP, on the move.
Against the Arkansas Razorbacks, depth always a concern. Tide nowhere near as deep as the Hogs, and for the moment they've lost Andre Perry.
It's like it's his left ankle. He's removing his socks right now. Let's see him pull up and see what happens right here. Did he just step on somebody's foot? Yeah, you can see right there. He looks like he may have turned his ankle as he made that move toward the basket.
Perry gives them a lot of depth and strength down low, but now they're a little bit thinner, and Lee Mayberry is back into the game along with Todd Day for Arkansas. Isaiah Morris, Warren Lynn, Oliver Miller, the starting 5.
Day trying to post up Sprewell on the inside, shaking his head. No, I'm not ready for it yet. He'll let you know. We got a hold right now on Darby Rich.
On Warren Lynn. Warren Lynn, not the kind of player who creates much of anything in terms of his own shot, so really no reason to be holding him out that far away from the basket. He's a good three-point shooter, but he's got a release right off the pass.
He's got those long sideburns. We done played LSU this year, and the students started calling him Elvis.
Down to Miller they go. Double teamed. Here's Lynn off the catch. Can't hit the three. Crashing the boards. Todd Day pulled down. Sprewell. Washington. Ori. Nice catch underneath. Cedric Moore says, look what I found.
Yeah, very fortunate. Lynn got a hand on it, and Moore picked it off in the air.
10-2 run for the Tide, giving them a 4-point lead. Clock running down to 3 minutes left in an outrageous first half. It has been a lot of fun here in Birmingham. Miller fumbles. Darby Rich up with it. 3-on-3. Ori all the way.
I thought he walked. I thought he took too many steps. So does Nolan Richardson.
Bama by 6. Albert Ori 6 of 8 from the floor. Todd Day from Warren Lynn. Tough D. Sprewell. Day hanging and scoring.
Shot. I mean, you can't make it more difficult on yourself than that right there. Todd Day over Sprewell.
11 for him, adding to his Arkansas all-time record of scoring. Better than 2,300 points. Here's Darby Rich kicking it for Sprewell. Inside, Ori. Try to backdoor for Darby Rich. Mayberry pokes away at it. Rich on the left wing. He'll go baseline. Shovels, didn't want to shoot.
Had a wide open shot, decided he didn't want to take it.
Todd Day for Mayberry. Passes the three and drives. Kicking it. Todd Day on the way down the paint. A reach-in foul.
Bob, let's go back and take a look at the earlier play. Now watch Sprewell with a pass. Coming across the middle is Ori. 1, 2. I think he did. I think he took the 2.5, but it still went in, and they did not call traveling. Let's go back and take a look at the shot by Todd Day against Latrell Sprewell. Look at Sprewell. He's all over him. Day was complaining about a foul. He didn't get that, but he got the basket.
Top of your screen, Darby Rich taking a seat for Alabama. Warren Lynn has left for Arkansas. There's the freshman, Clint McDaniel, Washington High School, Tulsa replacing him. At the line, Todd Day, 11 points already. Well off with that one. Razorbacks best free throw shooting team in the league at 74%. Hard to remember the last time he didn't score double figures last year because he missed a bunch of games at the start of this season. That's a dozen for Day.
Called a daily dozen.
And driving. Alabama. Robert Ory forcing a Razorback foul.
Arkansas foul is on number 12.
It'll be Clint McDaniel's first.
You know, Bob, Alabama still has one more foul to give before they put Arkansas in the bonus. You know, as active as this game has been in the first half, that's almost amazing that Alabama's only committed 5 team fouls. I think Nolan Richardson would agree.
He has depth on his side. A lot of teams have been able to hang with Arkansas for a while. Second half usually tells the story. Robert Ory having a big day. 6 of 8 from the floor, looking for his 13th point. Made the academic team. Second team All-SEC. Made the defensive squad. And Oliver Miller uncontested after the miss.
Well, look how quickly they get the ball down the floor.
That's got to be goaltending, say the Razorbacks, but no call. That ball was up on the glass. Here's Mayberry, and he is fouled. Might have been Elliott Washington.
Well, Bob, I would agree with you. I think this was goaltending too. Nolan Richardson saying, I think so too. Watch Todd Day go up around Washington. Look at this. You know what?
That ball was on the way up.
That ball was on the way up. I thought it was coming off the glass, but he got it. And he almost got his head on the backboard. What a play by Robert Ory.
Ensuing foul on Elliott Washington. The replay again proves the officials correct.
I think the shot clocks have gone out.
They're worn out. And who needs them, Larry?
That's right.
Officials evidently calling a timeout, getting players to each bench while they try to straighten out this problem. You're looking at an exhausted shot clock. It's tired of keeping refiring back to 45.
The wires are worn out.
So we'll reset things for you with 1:27 to go in the first half. Alabama leading 38-34. The winner of this game goes on to play Kentucky. The Wildcats beat that feisty Tiger squad of LSU 80-74 in the last hour or so. And the championship game of this tournament coming up tomorrow. Nolan Richardson, Mike Anderson along with him, Wayne Steelick. Shot clock is sitting at 41 right now as they try to straighten it out. And there's your 2:30 p.m. Eastern time tip-off for the Wildcats against the Razorbacks or the Crimson Tide. Larry, whoever wins this game would be the favorite, you think?
Yeah, I would think probably so. While Kentucky beat Alabama pretty good in Lexington, having played here in Birmingham, and Wimp Sanderson's record in this SEC tournament in the last 3 years, he's won the last 3. You got to consider Alabama to be the favorite in here, and obviously Arkansas, if they win, they absolutely destroyed Kentucky in Lexington. One of the better efforts I've seen by a visiting club in Rupp Arena since I've been going up there.
Little play on the Hogs there by the plaid-clad Crimson Tide band. They had the hog snouts on. And the shot clock has gotten a shot of adrenaline, and it's ready to go.
Well, in the state of Alabama, plaid is not a fad. It's for real.
Alabama started out 10-4 in that category. Now they've added 10 more to only 2 more for the Razorbacks.
Alabama's gone to a zone now. For the first time, they've gone away from their man-to-man defense. 2-3.
Wallace for Mayberry. Open is Miller. Kicks it. Todd Day just steps behind the line, but he hit the side of the glass. McDaniel rejected by Robert Horry. Here comes Sprewell. Moore, right side.
Oh, what a great block it was by Horry, and a good feed to get Moore of the basket. Alabama moving the ball.
There's your assist man. Bama by 6. Mayberry. McDaniel, he'll take it. Freshman long with it. Wallace crashing, and that will be a foul on him, looking for the offensive rebound. Roosevelt Wallace with his second.
Bob, the second leading shot blocker in the Southeastern Conference is Robert Horry. Watch him get up on this shot. I mean, he can sky. Robinson with a good bounce pass to Sprewell. Look at Moore's fill the lane on the right side. The good bounce pass, and he jams it. Alabama running the break to perfection. Here's the foul down underneath as Horry went up to get the basketball, and you see on the back right there, Roosevelt Wallace. He says, I'll take the foul. Wallace pats him on the backside. Horry pats him on the backside. Everybody walks away happy.
Arkansas checks in its quickest jumper, Ken Biley. They don't want to make any mistakes if Horry misses free throws here. A big first half for the senior out of Andalusia, Alabama. Robert Horry with 14. And Oliver Miller sweeps it off. Miller with his 5th rebound of the afternoon. Down to 30 seconds. Bama by 7.
Ty's going to stay back in that 2-3 zone. They went to this with about a minute and a half left to go in the first half. Now Nolan Richardson's told his club to spread it. We'll run our offense and start it with about 10 seconds to go.
Down to 10 seconds. Biley, McDaniel, Miller, back to Biley in the paint. Tough shot. 2 seconds. Tide throwing it in, and that's a travel at midcourt. That was before the buzzer, but they're going to let play expire.
As we've said all year long, one of the leading assist men on this Arkansas team is their biggest guy, Oliver Miller. Watch this little dump down pass inside. Biley takes it up. Very softly lays it in the basket. Nice pass by Miller.
Oliver Miller, his 3rd assist of the first half. 41-36, Alabama. Great first half in Birmingham. Bob Kessling coming up with halftime in a little bit.
Today's SEC action is brought to you by Lowe's, helping add value to your home. By BZ Headache Powder. No matter where you're hurt, you need the power of BZ. By Buick and your Buick dealers. Remember Buick, the new symbol for quality in America. And by AT&T, proud sponsor of the 1992 U.S. Olympic team.
Reintroducing a glorious name for a glorious new automobile. The 1992 Buick Roadmaster. With its powerful V8 performance and the security of its driver's airbag, anti-lock brakes, and full perimeter frame, Roadmaster is perhaps the best value in an American luxury sedan. Roadmaster also delivers something only a Buick can deliver. Buick quality.
Gillette presents Sensor, the system, the technology that will change the way you shave forever. Sensor, twin blades set on springs to read your face and respond. Independent suspension to sense and adjust to every curve of your face. No other razor comes close. Gillette Sensor, for the best shave a man can get.
I got your phone bill here, and let me get this straight. When you got me to switch from AT&T, I gave you a list of my friends and my family, and I thought I'd save my calls to all of them. Yeah, only now you're saying you couldn't get them all to switch. So after all that, I'm not saving on all the calls I thought I was going to save on. You know what? I'm out of here. It's just not worth it.
AT&T offers you savings, and you don't have to work for them.
Declining real estate values have left quite a few investors uncomfortably exposed. Jefferson Pilot, insurance and financial services. After falling in love with junk bonds, some financial institutions have been positively swept away with them. At Jefferson Pilot, stability is just one of our benefits.
Kentucky's in the finals. Alabama or Arkansas will join the Wildcats tomorrow. Right now, Alabama leads Arkansas 41-36 at halftime. Robert Horry has 14 points to lead Alabama. Todd Day has 12 to lead the Arkansas Razorbacks. Neither team has been able to shoot very well from the outside. Arkansas only 1 of 9 from three-point range. Alabama 1 for 6. I'm Bob Kessling back at the Birmingham Jefferson Civic Center at the SEC tournament. Tom Hammond, the voice of the SEC basketball, joins us. Tom, I think everybody anticipated a terrific basketball game, and this thing has not disappointed us.
It's been that and more. The first half was like a highlight film. I mean, there were things that aren't humanly possible that happened there. And the pace of the game, the most comical moment to me was when they had to stop the game because of a shot clock malfunction. Believe me, they don't need a shot clock in this one. It's going up in a hurry, and it's just been a great, great first half.
Tom, let's look at some of the highlights from the first half. And I guess the Razorbacks won a very fast tempo, but then again, so does Alabama. And the Miller block there, and there goes Arkansas down the floor. Todd Day, Tom, one of the great athletes in this league.
Todd Day has been a great addition to the Southeastern Conference, and Arkansas likes to catch the defense napping. They get it down court in a hurry for an easy one. But the pace for Alabama has been fast, too. Darby Rich with that rebound gets the outlet to Elliott Washington, and he spots cross court his man, Robert Horry, and Horry has had a tremendous first half. He is really apparently fired up to play Arkansas this time, and like I said, he did a couple of things that weren't humanly possible, looked like to me, in the first 20 minutes.
Exactly. Tom Hammond, of course, has also take a look at the rookies of the year in the Southeastern Conference. We'll do that when we come back at halftime with Alabama leading Arkansas.
The Mastons just got married, moved on to Raymond Street. And well, they thought they'd plant an apple tree to celebrate their love. Watch it grow. So they went to Lowe's. Nobody needs Lowe's guaranteed low prices more than newlyweds. Plus, they got Lowe's 1-year tree and shrub guarantee.
Tomorrow I'll plan where I want to.
Because Lowe's knows that with apple trees, like marriages, the first year is always the toughest. Lowe's, helping add value to the homes on Raymond Street and your street.
Milton, wake up! Pepsi's changed their slogan to gotta have it!
Gotta have it.
Subconsciously, gotta have it is something we've felt all along, but have never been able to properly express.
This is a new dawn.
I was going to say that.
This is the kind of movement that can not only change a local government, can change a world.
If people gotta have it, I guess they must want it.
Pepsi is to our society what water was to early civilization.
To me, gotta have it is a way of life.
Everybody's gotta have it, not just celebrities, because who believes celebrities anyway?
When your job gives you a powerful headache, you need powerful relief.
Power, BC Power.
No matter where you're hurting, you need the power of BC.
BC Power in the powder. The power of BC.
BC Headache Powder. When you need strong relief, BC stops pain fast. And now try BC Cold Powder.
Our tour today begins with the Chris Smolin Flight Wing, a modern exhibition of athletic performance. You will see how Christopher's flight shoes from Nike express his sense of movement. Observe the use of color, sublime, and his incredible shooting ability.
Remarkable. He's priceless.
Actually, he's $3.2 million a year.
Ooh.
All exhibits donated by Hibbett Sporting Goods.
Everybody here in Birmingham trying to catch their breath. Players, fans, everybody included at halftime. Alabama is leading Arkansas 41-36. Of course, two new teams in the league this year. Arkansas and South Carolina. Tom, who are the new players in this league that have really impressed you this year?
Well, Bob, there have been a number of them. We saw a couple today. Clarence Caesar of LSU in the first game. Cedric Moore of Alabama here in the second. In many ways, the Southeastern Conference this year is a senior-dominated league. Many of the best players on the teams in the SEC are seniors, but some good underclassmen, too. Houston and Mashburn come to mind. But let's look at the real rookies on our Jefferson Pilot Southeastern Conference Rookies of the Year. erratic, energetic, full of promise, like our SEC Rookies of the Year, Division I players for the first time. Let's get this line out of the way early. In Baton Rouge, all hailed Caesar, whose determined effort made him indispensable to Dale Brown. Only Shaquille O'Neal and Vernell Singleton started more games than Clarence. He had quick hands on defense, quick enough to place him second in the league in steals, and averaged 12 points a game. This probation-plagued season was mostly forgettable at Auburn, but Aaron Swinson provided a building block for the future. Swinson's hard work resulted in a strong inside presence for the Tigers, and early in the season it looked like he would retire the Rookie of the Week trophy, slamming down that honor a total of 4 times, more than any other SEC rookie. Down in Gainesville, there were many questions about the pronunciation of the name, but if DeClercq didn't become a household word, it did come to symbolize enthusiastic, hustling basketball. This guy was relentless, racing down the court and getting a hand to do everything. His play helped the Gators become the surprise team of the SEC. He excelled in the classroom, too. Pencil Andrew DeClercq into your college players to watch the next 3 years. Sometimes expectations are the most difficult part of athletics. The good ones learn to handle that sort of pressure, like sophomore Jamie Brandon of LSU, the highly touted former Illinois Mr. Basketball, who moved right into the Tigers' starting lineup. And after sputtering a bit at times, adjusting to a different role, Jamie became a solid player, giving LSU double-figure scoring in his first college season. Here's another guy whose name and game gave opponents fits. It's McMahon, but you'll have trouble forgetting it at the end of 4 years. His heads-up play carried the Commodores to several upset wins, and he helped set the tone for a young Vandy team that figures to be vastly improved next season. Hitting the 3 and averaging in double figures his first year, Ronnie McMahon typifies the wealth of young talent in the SEC. Bob, difficult to distill it down to only 5, but some young players will enjoy watching for the next few years.
I agree with you. Thanks, Tom. Tom Hammond, and we'll continue at halftime. In Arkansas, Alabama, the tussle in Birmingham, with the Tide leading at half by 5.
With service to more cities across the Atlantic than any other U.S. airline, Delta now makes it easier than ever for the people of America to get to know the people of Europe.
Buongiorno.
Bonjour.
Fia.
Guten Tag.
Ritzy.
Delta, we love to fly and it shows.
Здравствуйте.
The Southeastern Conference announces its construction plans. The new 12-school Southeastern Conference. The standard for excellence just got stronger.
No matter how good you feel, you can still benefit from whole grain nutrition. But of these leading cereals, only Wheaties is made with 100% whole grain. So no matter what you're shooting for, better get your whole grain.
I better eat my Wheaties.
Yeah, I got your phone bill here, and let me get this straight. When you got me to switch from AT&T, I gave you a list of my friends and my family, and I thought I'd save my calls to all of them. Yeah, only now you're saying you couldn't get them all to switch. So after all that, I'm not saving on all the calls I thought I was going to save on. You know what? I'm out of here. It's just not worth it.
AT&T offers you savings, and you don't have to work for them.
Time now to check our Gillette Scholar athlete. He is Mark Henry from the University of Arkansas, a center on their football team. 6'5", 270, a senior, all Southwest Conference. He earned his communications degree back in December with a 3.14 GPA. He's a Southwest Conference all-academic player as well. He played on 2 Southwest Conference championship football teams and a 3-year starter for the Razorbacks. Congratulations to Mark Henry of the Arkansas Razorbacks, our Gillette Scholar athlete. Here's some scores now around the country. Duke has rolled on against Georgia Tech in the ACC tournament, winning 89-76. Also in the ACC, a game just underway. North Carolina is leading Florida State by 2. Final from the Big East tournament. Syracuse has knocked out the Pirates from Seton Hall by 4. Also a final in the Big 8. Kansas leading Oklahoma, or has defeated Oklahoma 85-67. And of course here in Birmingham, it is right now Alabama leading Arkansas 41-36. The winner of this game will take on Kentucky tomorrow. Bob Carpenter, Larry Conley standing by for the second half. Alabama-Arkansas in just a moment.
Ask anyone who's driven a Ford lately. Ask them about quality. One of the reasons 5 of the 10 best-selling cars and trucks in America are Fords. The F-Series pickup, Taurus, Explorer, Escort, and Ranger. 5 out of 10 of the country's best sellers. It's quality that breeds success. Have you driven a Ford lately? It's more than just a question. It's an answer.
As the debts pile up, many financial wizards now find themselves out in the cold. Jefferson Pilot, Insurance and Financial Services. With the economy going around and around, the future of many financial institutions is rather up in the air. At Jefferson Pilot, stability is just one of our benefits.
When you get BP Super, you get more than our highest octane. Like all BP gasolines, you get the highest level of cleaning power for your engine, which is why we can guarantee our gasolines won't cause fuel system problems of any kind. Something you'll really appreciate during the spin cycle.
Try High Octane Super at BP today.
BP, on the move.
Fox 23 KBSI is going to put you in center field with great Cardinals baseball. And to keep you from missing a single game, KBSI is giving out free Cardinals baseball schedules. You'll send a self-addressed stamped envelope to Baseball Schedules in care of Fox 23 KBSI, 806 Enterprise Street, Cape Girardeau, Missouri, 63701-7571. You can catch all the live baseball you want on Fox 23 KBSI.
Jefferson Pilot Sports' exclusive coverage of the Pepsi SEC Game of the Week is brought to you by high-octane BP Super Gasoline. So good, it's guaranteed. Treat your car to BP Super today. By Ford and your Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately? By Delta, the airline of SEC country. We love to fly, and it shows. And by Pepsi. Gotta have it.
We've had 6 ties and 6 lead changes between the Tide of Alabama, the Razorbacks of Arkansas, but it's the Crimson Tide on top by 5, 41-36 after 20 minutes of play. Bob Carpenter back courtside with Larry Conley. Arkansas in postseason play, not used to having games like this in the semifinals. They never saw anything like this in Dallas in the Southwest Conference. They're not used to being beaten at the running game, but Alabama is going to have a troubled time in the second half, Larry, because they've lost a key performer.
They have. Andre Perry has broken his foot. We don't know exactly what the status is or which bone it is, but he does have a break, and you can see him being taken off here in the first half and being escorted to the bench. Let's take a look at what we think is what happened right here. Now watch the ball come the other direction. Now watch the movement here. See right there. See him going down? That was on the previous play, the earlier play, from what we had thought happened earlier.
So evidently he might have injured it, played on it for a while, and possibly turned a sprain into a break, but he will not be back today. Now, how does that affect the second half?
Well, it affects it a great deal, but this Alabama bench gets even thinner than it was coming into the game. Let's take a look at the Lowe's halftime stats and check these numbers out. And they were outstanding in the first half. Take a look at the shooting for Alabama and the Hogs, 53 and 46%. The big stat is fast break points. Alabama with 22. Arkansas, usually the club that's running out more than anybody, only had 6. Rebounding in favor of the Hogs by 4. And let's take a look at the individual scoring. Ori with 14. Robinson with 8, Perry with 6, Moore and Sprewell with 4 each. For Arkansas, they had a number of players in the scoring column. Day leading the way as he usually does with 12, Wallace, Morris, and Mayberry with 6, and Miller with 4. Miller also had 4 assists in that first half. Terrific passing.
Yesterday was the second largest. Today, the largest ever to see college basketball in the great state of Alabama. And some of the well-dressed Arkansas fans obviously here. Oh, those are Bama fans. Roll Tide, I'm sorry. A lot of crimson around here.
A lot of big ties, too.
I hope they never get that big. Earlier in today's game, actually late in the first half, there was a problem with the shot clock. Now they're trying to straighten it out. They evidently have. Second half a minute or two late in getting started. It reads 45. I tell you, that's the most useless piece of equipment in town today, not because it's not working right. Who needs it in this game? Wimp Sanderson trying to gather his strength for a crazy final 20 minutes.
Hang on, Wimp. You still got another 20 to go, pal.
Is tied with the basketball. Up by 5. He's in a great position. Can he sustain it against a very deep Arkansas team? Lee Mayberry knocks it away momentarily from Elliot Washington. Robinson right side. Dunks the 3.
Shepard went to help. He wanted to double up on Washington with Mayberry. He left Robinson all alone. Bad move.
Alabama's biggest lead by 8. They're on top. Isaiah Morris with Mayberry, Shepard, Day, and Oliver Miller. Miller can't spin it over the iron. Gets his own and babies at home.
Oh, Bob, that's great work by Miller.
And the shot clock now reads 61 seconds on it.
You know who recognized it first? Who was the first guy? Miller. He looked up and saw 61 up there and told the referee.
He says, well, we can't play defense against these guys that long. You know, Larry, the thing about Oliver Miller, obviously he puts up the great numbers and everything, but you look at him, he never, ever looks hurried out there.
Bob, look at this effort. Now, Ori almost gets the block. Now, watch Miller come back the second time and get the ball. See, he's the first guy to recognize that the shot clock is malfunctioning. Oliver Miller, he just recognizes everything.
So the officials wait for the technicians to get the clock problem straightened away. The clock has gone completely blank for the moment. We're 43 seconds into the second half. James Robinson has hit a 3 for Alabama, and then Oliver Miller the follow, half dozen points for him. So it's 44-38 Crimson Tide in this second semifinal game after Kentucky knocked off LSU playing without Shaquille O'Neal.
You know, Bob, what they
80-74 score.
Excuse me, what I was going to say is that what they may have to do is go with sign cards or cue cards to let the people know, the players know exactly how much time is left on the shot clock. Not that it's made any difference. Take a look here now. Here's an extra shot clock being brought out, but I'm not sure they're going to have to do that on both ends because both clocks are out.
As far as I know, Larry, every building is required to have 2 auxiliary shot clocks that come into play. Obviously, it wouldn't be fair to have one just at one end. Now they've got one of them out, and the other one is being set up at the opposite end. So the players, instead of looking up toward the glass, will have to look down toward the floor to find the time remaining. There's the other one. Now you just have to hope. You just have to hope no photographers step on the wires or sever anything down there.
One of the guys back there was winding it up. Maybe this is an old-fashioned model. There are the cards right there. Now, right there is the man holding the cards. And he's holding them close to his vest.
The tough thing about that is if you're on offense, you turn around and look out toward midcourt to find out how much time you have left.
Well, I'm not sure that at this point, the way this game's being played, that's really going to be important because they're going to know in their head approximately how much time they've taken on possession.
And Larry, if you look up in this game, the ball's going to be taken away from you by these guys. There's Robinson again. That's another 3. The sophomore out of Jackson, Mississippi, on fire. His team on top by 9.
Arkansas is going to have to concentrate that defense a little bit more and specialize it in stopping Robinson.
Todd Day charging in. Razorbacks may have to shoot the threes better themselves. They were 1 of 9 in the first half.
Exactly. Now watch Ori with a kick-out pass to Robinson on the right side. He's a very streaky shooter. He'll make 6 in a row. He can miss 6 in a row. Right now, he's making it.
Second foul on Sprewell. Todd Day to the line.
Todd Day at the line for Arkansas.
He's been at the line a lot lately. Coming into this one, he'd been to the stripe 41 times in his last 4 games.
And made 32 of them. A little blood on his shirt right there on the right side. Maybe got a little clip in the mouth, maybe on the lip.
He's 3 out of 4 today. Day with 14. Arkansas setting up the full court pressure after the make. Shepard in the backcourt against Elliott Washington. Sprewell all the way around the perimeter. And that appears to be an offensive foul, and that's another one on Sprewell, his 3rd. Now, let me mention, Larry, real quickly, what they're doing about the shot clock. Evidently, the PA announcer is announcing the time every 15 seconds. He's just saying 30, 15, and going there so the players can actually hear the time remaining. Here's Todd Day. Look at that.
Oh, nice move. So, in other words, they'll probably be like Roger Roebuck when he's counting us down from 10 down. We'll just get it, and we'll hear it from the guy on the PA, right?
That's right. And hopefully get it in time.
Producer Roger Roebuck is excellent at that.
Oliver Miller, pretty excellent at shot blocking as well. Lee Mayberry. Isaiah Morris. Inside Miller. Ori watching him. Todd Day dumps it off.
30.
Razorbacks down by 5. They just announced 30 on the shot clock. Todd Day all the way. A little strong with it. And it comes loose for James Robinson. Shepard back, so's...
Oh, what a move by Robinson!
What a player he will be in this league for the next couple years.
The whirling dervish. I mean, to the basket big time.
Bama by 7.
30.
Mayberry for Shepard. Oliver Miller waving for it down low. Day gets it to him, but he's double teamed by Ori and Cedric Moore. Mayberry will charge in. Pull up. Nothing but the bottom on that one. And Lee Mayberry, 8 points. 3 minutes in, 5-point game.
Mayberry now on Robinson. Mayberry, an excellent defender.
Day beaten, but well short. Sprewell. Isaiah Morris with the rebound for Arkansas. Shepard for Mayberry. Todd Day checks where his feet are and knocks down the 3.
You cannot put these Razorbacks away. They claw back.
19 for Todd Day. It's a 2-point game.
Now Arkansas back in this basketball game. There goes Robinson.
Over Oliver Miller.
Amazing. Simply amazing.
Shepard angles it. Mayberry. Morris. Mayberry for 3. Just a little short. Cedric Moore has it. They're trying to deny Elliott Washington, so Moore has to bring it up. Bama by 4, 15:50 to go.
30 seconds.
Robinson hanging, scoring!
Are you kidding me? I mean, his last 3 baskets are a highlight film in their own.
He's got a dozen since halftime. We've only played 4.5 minutes.
Another second-half performance. He had 21 of the 30 Alabama scored last night.
30 seconds.
Mayberry for Day. Arkansas now back down by 6.
Alabama back in that 2-3 zone. Morris is wide open.
He'll take the 16-footer. And Isaiah Morris, who had Arkansas's, well, 3 of their first 5 baskets, now has 8 points.
You want to set in that zone defense, you've got to contest the shooter, particularly a man who's wide open from 15 feet, and Morris can make that shot.
Who will stop James Robinson? One of the great players defensively in college basketball is on it. But Lee Mayberry sort of wondering himself. Down low, Cedric Moore got Miller off the floor and scores!
It might take 2 Cedric Moores to make 1 Oliver Miller. But right there, it didn't make any difference. He got the ball inside and made the turn and the little jump hook and the foul by Miller. Nice play.
He only gives away 100 pounds. Wimp Sanderson's team, one huge play after another in the second half. Arkansas's brought Clint McDaniel back in, trying to finish the three-point play. Cedric Moore, the redshirt freshman, local product out of Woodlawn High School here in Birmingham. And that'll get us to a timeout. 5:24 into the second half. Alabama by 7.
The trouble with lots of lawn tractors is you have to stop every time you shift gears. Now, for about the same price as other tractors, you can buy the new MTD with clutch-free on-the-go shifting that keeps you moving. With the MTD, you'll be finished while other tractors are still going and stopping and going and stopping. MTD yard machines, the best buy on the American landscape. American made, American owned.
Gillette presents Sensor, the system, the technology that will change the way you shave forever. Sensor, twin blades set on springs to read your face and respond. Independent suspension to sense and adjust to every curve of your face. No other razor comes close. Gillette Sensor, for the best shave a man can get.
We think things might be a little quiet in other burger places this weekend because everybody's coming to Hardee's for our new home-style thick quarter-pound burgers. They're thicker than McDonald's Quarter Pounder, thicker than Burger King's Whopper, and thicker than Wendy's Single. This weekend only, buy one new Big Deluxe, say get into the thick of it, and we'll give you another Big Deluxe free. So come on into Hardee's this weekend and get into the thick of it. Are you ready for some real food? Hardee's.
Alabama up by 7. We talked about a human highlight film. Watch these 3 plays by Robinson. Here's the first one, the jackknife underneath. We're going to run these in reverse order of the way he got them to start the second half. Here's the move down inside over the top of Oliver Miller. Now go back and watch the first one, the whirling move down inside against Shepard. Look at this. Oh, those are, Bob, you just can't do any better than that on the offensive end. Look at this man play. Is he good?
5 of 5 in the second half, 8 of 14 overall. The sophomore, honorable mention All-American, All-SEC last year. That'll be a regular occurrence. He'll be a 4-year member of that All-League team.
Alabama using a matchup zone defense right now.
McDaniel, Day, Wallace, Miller, and Mayberry for the Razorbacks. Todd Day had Miller open momentarily. Alabama's guarding him with Jason Caffey for the first time. Now they're stepping into their depth a little bit.
Or he's trying to give him some help down inside, but he's got to stay up on Wallace there. Oh, they left Day open.
That usually means 3.
Yes, sir.
Todd Day with 22. It's Day and Robinson dueling toe-to-toe here. 4-point lead for the Crimson Tide. Man open left corner. Sprewell. Air ball. Roosevelt Wallace outletting McDaniel. Alley-oop. Todd Day, but he couldn't guide it home. McDaniel gave it to him a little bit late.
Boy, it was there. Oh, it was close.
Sprewell on top. Robert Orr. McDaniel watching it.
Arkansas in their zone defense.
Oliver Miller got ball, but evidently got Jason Caffey as well. That'll be his second.
Arkansas.
Concern on the face of Nolan Richardson. Talking to the Arkansas people this weekend, they say, well, you know, we'd go to Dallas. First game would be pretty easy. Semifinal game be a little tougher. Final game we might get a scare or two. On to the NCAA. Had all the fans in the building. Not this time.
But they got most of the fans.
Games are a little tougher, though.
Wonderful Arkansas crowd. They show up here in great numbers and support their team. And they're a lot of fun. I mean, they come to have fun.
Caffey was the Alabama Player of the Year out of Mobile last year. Davidson High School. True freshman. Sort of looked like it on those 2 free throws in a pressure situation. Here come the Razorbacks, down by 4. McDaniel. There's a freshman hitting a 3. 1-point game. Sprewell can't roll it home. Taken down by Oliver Miller, and the Razorbacks have a chance to take the lead. The freshman again. Todd Day got a touch. Oh, the Tide had it saved, but Caffey put it off Robert Ory.
And a chance inside. There was 2 Alabama players, Caffey and Ory, trying to battle to get the rebound. I think Alabama's gone back to their man-to-man defense.
Wallace waits. Can't score. Kept alive momentarily by Clint McDaniel, but the Tide up with it.
First time Sprewell's decided not to run with the basketball. He just cradled the ball and decided to wait till the defense got there. Now they're going to run their half-court game.
12.5 minutes to go. Robinson stopped. Washington, Sprewell, Ory. Oliver Miller staring at him. Inside. And it'll be out of bounds. No foul. Alabama will keep it.
Sanderson obviously looking for a foul. Didn't get it. You take a look. Ory with a pass. Caffey with a move. Oh, I think he's right. He got nailed.
Todd Day.
Across both arms.
Todd Day all over it. Razorbacks got away with one. They're setting up a zone look here, and the Tide almost throwing it away. Mayberry right down to McDaniel. And tipped in by Todd Day.
What an effort by Day.
The Arkansas fans going crazy. Their team on top with 12 minutes to go. They've trailed for a long time. The big question for Bama is the depth factor catching up. Ory spins one off the glass.
That was all Robert Ory. He couldn't find anybody, and no one was moving to get open. Alabama looks tired. They're just not moving on offense.
That was a huge field goal for them. Todd Day hangs, won't go. Oliver Miller gets a couple of chances. He is unbelievable.
The big man, back up.
Oliver Miller, 8 points, 11 rebounds, and 3 assists. Arkansas by a point, 11-11 to go.
I think if Arkansas put on a real rush right now, Alabama looks very fatigued to me.
Robinson gives it up. Roosevelt Wallace leads a 3-on-2. He spins. Now it's 3-on-1. Out of bounds off Cedric Moore.
Robert Ory took the basketball earlier and absolutely did this all on his own. Day's all over him. He just spins around him, leans in, and kisses it off the window.
Arkansas on a 10-2 run. They lead by a point. Back after this word from Pepsi.
Can you believe what's happening here? Hour after hour, and all I get are calls about this gotta have it slogan for Pepsi. Let's go to the phones.
Regis, since it's gotta have it phenomena, I finally got something to talk to my kids about.
He is bonding with his family because of Pepsi.
I've never seen such a diverse group of people buying Pepsis at one time.
Isn't that wonderful? We're all happy for you.
I gotta have it. He's gotta have it.
What's the matter with these people?
If it ain't Pepsi, it ain't Pepsi.
You got a good point there. I think so. Coming up next, Pepsi lovers who gotta have it and why.
What's most important to you?
My wife. We've been married for 31 years.
32. Definitely these guys.
What's most important? Jack, of course.
My granddaughter, Susan. The new Ford Crown Victoria now offers anti-lock brakes with traction assist and dual airbags. Because shouldn't your car know what's important to you?
Have you driven a Ford lately?
tonight.
We're going after the buyers, folks. We're going to be working Terry Lane and Petronia Street.
Go undercover with Miami police as they set up a drug sting. Hit the ground! Then, a routine arrest becomes an all-out manhunt.
When they saw the police coming, they decided that they were going to flee on foot.
The roadblocks are up. The dogs are called out. The choppers are overhead. But this is one suspect that refuses to go down.
The man up there, I know my officers are going to have to fight.
Cops in Miami, an all-new episode tonight.
The Razorbacks have fought to take a one-point lead, and they did it basically on their defense. Alabama looks like they're tiring a little bit. Here's the pickup right here. Now watch the follow-up by Miller. There's Day with the one shot. Day got it and laid it in.
Oliver Miller has 11 of those rebounds. Todd Day has 5 of them. Arkansas's defense has made the difference in the second half. They've gone on a 10-2 run to take a 59-58 lead. 10:50 to go.
I really think that blow may help Alabama more than Arkansas. There's goaltending by Ori.
Oliver Miller on a good feed from Todd Day. Miller into double figures. Arkansas by 3. Almost a steal in midcourt by the freshman guard Clint McDaniel. Instead, his second foul.
Go back and take a look at Robert Ori, who's had a terrific day in blocking shots. This time he was late getting there as Miller again inside with that wide body, able to get the ball up to the rim.
Bob Carpenter, Larry Conley in Birmingham. Larry, your observation for the last 3 or 4 minutes has been that Alabama looks a little bit tired. But 3 quick second half fouls now on Oliver Miller.
The Alabama team really looks fatigued because they're getting a little sloppy with the basketball. They don't have that crispness they had in the first half when they built that lead.
Elliot Washington looking at Todd Day to throw it in. Switches it. Robinson. He's been unbelievable.
That's one guy that doesn't look tired. In fact, they ought to put oil on an elbow and shoulder.
He's 6 out of 6 in the second half. He has scored 15 of his 23 since intermission. Oh, look at Todd Day.
What a move by Day.
26 for the all-time Arkansas scoring leader.
Incredible offensive effort today.
Cedric Moore down low. Oliver Miller had to be careful. 9 for the freshman, Cedric Moore. Tie game halfway through the second half.
Is he a good-looking freshman?
It's on a little weight. He only goes 6'9", 195.
He could use a little meat.
Especially against this guy. Oliver Miller with a dozen.
I would find Robinson right now.
They find Moore. Todd Day had the steal momentarily. Who touched it last? It'll belong to Arkansas.
Todd Day, one of the better offensive one-on-one players in the country. Look at that move around Sprewell. He really didn't do it that fast, but it was quick.
At the other end, alley-oop, Wallace a basket, and he's fouled.
Arkansas showing you some of the strength they have, and most of it goes inside. Look at that great lob pass and catch. The foul, Wallace to the line for a three-point chance. Turns and says something to somebody and says, was that good or what? Yeah, it was.
Arkansas trailed by as many as 9 after halftime. This could put them up by 5.
Bob, I'll get back to that point I was talking about just a few minutes ago. I think Alabama looks tired. Arkansas team has worn them down.
Alabama lost Andre Perry, a valuable junior forward with a broken foot. With 4 minutes to go in the first half. Now there's Latrell Sprewell, who's been quiet for a long time. He had 2 early field goals in the game. He's 3 for 10 from the floor, and those his first points in a long time. Wallace will drive. Blocked by Ori. Todd Day has it. Ori blocks another one. Now he'll run with it. Now he'll dish it. Sprewell can't knock it home. Got his own. And a foul on Arkansas.
Robert Ori had 3 block shots in the first half. Watch Wallace go in. Ori blocks it by reaching back. Day gets the rebound. Ori's back again, slaps it away. Now watch him come up with the ball, takes it, goes to the other end, brings it down. What's he do? Delivers the ball to Sprewell on the break, and Sprewell draws the foul and will go to the line for 2. Robert Horry with a great effort.
Latrell Sprewell shooting.
That's made this game a lot of fun. I mean, not only have we had fun watching the game go back and forth, we've had such great individual efforts on the part of these players. Great athletes, just great athletes.
You know, that last sequence from one end to the other, Larry, reminds you of an all-star game, the way they're playing. And the defense, very intense.
Yeah, except the defense is a little bit better.
Yeah. Here's Mayberry stopping, and he puts it home. Lee Mayberry doesn't score real often, but he's in the double figures, and boy, does he pick his spots. Horry kicking it. Sprewell for 3. The game is tied. We had a whistle, though. And Don Rutledge was looking down low at Oliver Miller.
We've got a foul away from the ball. Nolan Richardson looks like he's calling a technical on Don Rutledge or taking a timeout. He wants a TO. Take a look again. Down inside. Now the shot by Sprewell is going to come from the corner. He's going to make the 3 to tie the game. Goes to the bottom, and the foul is going to be on Miller.
9th time this game has been tied. It happens with 8:26 to go. 70-70 in Birmingham.
A day across Europe, Asia, and America. 70,000 of the best people on the ground are working to bring you the best service in the sky.
Delta, we love to fly and it shows.
Unfortunately, some financial institutions seem to have followed too many of their own hot tips. Jefferson Pilot, Insurance and Financial Services. Now that the real estate market is shaky, many financial institutions are facing a bit of a letdown. At Jefferson Pilot, stability is just one of our benefits.
Fox 23 KBSI is going to put you in center field with great Cardinals baseball. And to keep you from missing a single game, KBSI is giving out free Cardinals baseball schedules. You'll send a self-addressed stamped envelope to baseball schedules in care of Fox 23 KBSI, 806 Enterprise Street, Cape Girardeau, Missouri, 63701-7571. You can catch all the live baseball you want on Fox 23 KBSI.
Everything we thought it might be, and maybe more. 70-70, 8:26 to go. At the conclusion of this crazy game, we'll select a BP best player from each team. Todd Day, a candidate, and so is James Robinson for Alabama. In addition to recognizing our 2 best players, BP and its dealers contribute $2,000 to the SEC. That'll be distributed among the member institutions' general scholarship funds under a conference-approved plan.
Bobby, you can take a look right there at the Arkansas zone. Todd Day on the point. A 1-3-1. I think they got a traveling call, and they did.
Maybe the first mistake Robinson's made today.
That's difficult to pass around a guy who's got a long arm span, and that's what Todd Day offers in that zone defense that the Razorbacks run.
So the possession after the Oliver Miller foul doesn't pay off for Bama, but we must remind you, Miller has 4. Todd Day driving, and they're pointing at Sprewell. That will be his 4th. And that could seriously put a dent in the Alabama attack.
When Day made the move down the lane, Sprewell was with him. Did Horry come over to help? He was right behind him. See Day hesitate? You know what? Sprewell got all ball. Ooh, that's close.
Isaiah Morris, middle right of your screen, 35 back in for the Hogs. Todd Day looking for his 27th point.
Take a look at this again. Now watch Sprewell with the right hand. Does he get arm or ball? He got ball, folks. That's ball.
As Day steps up, Sprewell leaves. They've called on Darby Rich to spell it. Todd Day, 4 of 6 from the line now for his 27 points.
I would not leave Sprewell out of this game for very long.
Ori, and that's a 3. He has had a quiet second half offensively.
He's very capable from that range. He can step out there and make those.
Bama by 2. Todd Day going after it again. He made the shot! And they're going to count it after a foul by Darby Rich. I can't believe that went in.
James Robinson and Todd Day are putting on a clinic in the second half. Watch Day on this move. Wheels goes inside the jackknife, off the glass and in. Right between Rich and Moore. You may get a better view of it from up top. We'll take a look at it after this shot.
30 for Todd Day.
Maybe we'll save it. Take a look at it later. That was just an outstanding move.
3-point play puts the Razorbacks on top by 1. Just over 7.5 to go. Ori, great look. Open. Cedric Moore. Oliver Miller had to leave him alone. Roosevelt Wallace, Isaiah Morris being called on to defend with Oliver Miller in foul trouble for Arkansas.
Darby Rich with the responsibility to stop Day. That 5-second call. Yep. Bob, let's go back and take a look at this outstanding move. You'll get a good idea of how difficult a move it was. Look at this float in between the bodies. Oh, that is outstanding. He came real close to traveling. He almost came down with that right foot.
Here's Robinson. McDaniel and Wallace trapping him. Kicking it for Horry. Robinson in the paint. Back on top. Washington for Rich. And the steal. Clint McDaniel running with it. And he almost kicked it out of bounds. Wallace for Day. Oliver Miller on the bench with 4 fouls.
In this game, he who hesitates is lost.
Morris getting Moore off the floor. Got the foul, but he couldn't quite knock it down. And that'll be 3 on Cedric Moore.
Alabama foul.
With Andre Perry injured, Latrell Sprewell with 4 fouls, and now 3 on Moore. A lot of time to go, 6:37 left. 1 more foul on Wimp Sanderson's big man, and his inside game would be in a shambles.
Dave Hobbs is an assistant on the right there, offering advice, counseling, trying to find out what they need to do. Got a lot of problems right now with Perry out of the lineup with that broken foot. Kind of thins out the ranks, and Sprewell's 4 fouls hurts.
Isaiah Morris has his 9th of the day. Tie game again. There's the foul trouble. More serious for the Tide because Arkansas is so deep. Isaiah Morris gets the job done. Double figures for him. Razorbacks by 1. Clock running down to 6.5 remaining in the semifinal game, with the winner playing Kentucky tomorrow for the SEC Tournament Championship. Robinson, another 3.
Does it ever stop? They just keep raining them in.
He's 10 of 16 from the floor, 7 of 7 since halftime.
Nothing too complicated about that offense. Just put it in Robinson's hands and let him shoot.
Mayberry for Wallace, just inside the yard. Won't go for him, and the big play by the freshman McDaniel.
And McDaniel getting good minutes off of that bench for Nolan Richardson.
Morris long with it. Razorbacks crash the board. Todd Day puts it home. 32 for the senior. Tie game again. Ori blocked from behind by Mayberry. 4 on 3. Todd Day, left-hander. Morris down there rebounding. Still has it. Todd Day again.
Sprewell's got to come back. They need the help on the inside, and even though he's only 6'4", he is a great jumper.
Ori off with the 3. Day keeps it alive. Mayberry running. Wallace, right side, angles in, overshot it. And he is very upset with himself.
I swear, let him play until midnight.
It might take that much time to decide this one. Darby Rich, great look inside. Ori scores!
Warriors. Robert Horry has stepped up. Todd Day looks back at him and smiles and says, yeah, I've done a few of those myself in the second half. Watch underneath there, everybody battling for the basketball. He throws it up. Watch Day with the left-handed tip in. Now go back down inside. Watch Robert Horry catch this pass and get off an impossible shot as Day is all over his arm. What else is going to happen?
I think everybody in this building knows today they're witnessing something that's on a little bit of a different level. Horry looking for his 22nd point.
Bob, it's very typical of the type of games these two have played this year. Very typical.
This one is turning out to be even higher scoring than the one in Barnhill. Arkansas won that one 90-87 after they played in the 60s in Tuscaloosa.
Alabama now in that 3-2 zone. Wallace up on the top with a high post. They've got Day on the left side.
Wallace from Shepard. Gives it back to him. Inside, Miller, who checked back in. Mayberry, Day. He'll go right at Horry. Won't go. Oliver Miller is there to knock it home.
Offensive follow-ups. The offensive rebound is killing Alabama. They're knocking everything in. It's Miller. It's Day.
Arkansas by 1. 4:15 to go. Sprewell, Washington. Robinson on the right wing, top of your screen. Sprewell will take it, and he gets it off the glass after he got away from Mayberry.
I couldn't take that time to get Mayberry in the air, and he sneaked in there, underneath, got the ball off the glass, and Oliver Miller says Nolan Richardson wants a timeout. We'll sit and talk about it. Watch again now. Watch the move here by Horry. There's the foul. He still got it up. Watch Todd Day. Yeah, Todd? Can you believe it?
Ford trucks, the best never rest.
Yeah, sure, Ranger's the best-selling compact pickup, but how did it get there? Was it toughness? It is the best-built American compact pickup. How about technology? Push-button four-wheel drive, 4-liter power. Ranger offers both, plus style and comfort. You know what? It's more than a sales leader. It's a value meter.
More people are driving the best-built, best-selling American trucks than ever before.
Let me get this straight, Mark. If I switch from AT&T to your long-distance company, you save on your calls to me, but I won't really save on my calls to your sister or anyone else in the family unless they switch. And they won't save on their calls to other people unless they switch. Mark, it sounds like the whole family is going to be working for this phone company. Look, I love you, guy, but it's just not worth it.
AT&T offers you savings, and you don't have to work for them.
When you get BP Super, you get more than our highest octane. Like all BP gasolines, you get the highest level of cleaning power for your engine, which is why we can guarantee our gasolines won't cause fuel system problems of any kind. Something you'll really appreciate during the spin cycle.
Try High Octane Super at BP today.
BP, on the move.
What will either of these teams have left for tomorrow when they take on Kentucky? Hogs or Tide against the Wildcats, 2:30 Eastern Time. The SEC tournament brought to you by Pepsi with a championship game tomorrow. But a lot of basketball between now and then. 3:53 to go here, tied by 1.
Alabama shooting 58%, Arkansas 49%. Second chance points. Arkansas with 17, Alabama with 10.
Nolan Richardson only one timeout remaining. Wimp Sanderson has all 3 of his. They try to trap Day. That leaves Mayberry open left wing. Shepard will go right back to Todd Day. Way off with it. And look at little Shepard down there. Robert with the rebound. And that gives them a fresh 45.
Just a reminder that the shot clocks are out at the top of the backboard, but they're working down on the floor.
Wallace for Mayberry. The 3 won't go. Sprewell rebounding.
Half-court trap now. Mayberry and Shepard trying to work on Horry.
He gets it to Cedric Moore. Washington for Sprewell. Yeah, you saw him before Sprewell did.
I think about 17,000 other people did too.
A little easier when nobody's in our face.
Arkansas back into a man-to-man defense. They're out of that zone now. Mayberry with the responsibility for Robinson.
Shot clock down to 10.
And Day on Sprewell.
Shot clock down to 5. Sprewell over Day. Can't hit the 3. Cedric Moore beaten in the air by Roosevelt Wallace. And the Razorbacks with 2:25 to go, down by a point.
Sprewell's got to be careful. He's got those 4 fouls.
Todd Day, left corner. Boom! The 3, and he has 37.
What an afternoon. What a game.
Arkansas by 2. 2 minutes to go. Mayberry tough on Washington at midcourt. Then he chases Sprewell. And he hits over Miller.
He had to shake Mayberry, and who'd he run into? Oliver Miller, and got it over him.
14th time the game's been tied. 19 lead changes.
This crowd, and I mean in unison, is rising to their feet. Both Tide and Razorback fans.
Boils down to a game of possessions now. 20 on the shot clock, 1:20 on the game clock.
Bob, there's going to be a loser in this game in the score, but not in anybody's hearts. This has been terrific.
And a foul on Robinson. Todd Day took him on, only the second on James. And that is the 7th Alabama team foul.
The shot clock had gotten under 10. You can see Robinson right here as Day puts the ball in the left hand and tries to move down. I'll tell you what, that was a kind of a touch foul.
Not much of a touch. At the line, Todd Day.
Todd Day at the line, 1-1.
Pretty good day, huh?
For Todd. On my scorecard, he spilled over onto the other half, trying to keep track of his points.
He's trying to write on my shirt here.
Anywhere we can keep track, Larry. This for a 2-point lead. With a minute 10 to go. 39 for Todd Day. Arkansas will check Clint McDaniel in. He's a freshman, 6'3", great quickness. The little guy, Robert Shepard, sits down, so they want to be a little taller on defense. McDaniel out watching Elliott Washington. Under a minute to go. Robinson, Wallace, and Miller trapping him. Here's Sprewell. Robinson looking at Mayberry. Sprewell for 3. That's short. Oliver Miller the rebound, and McDaniel might have deflected that shot.
If he did not deflect the shot, he at least altered the shot and forced it to be short, and Miller was there for the rebound.
45.4 seconds to go. Arkansas by 2, and they did it defensively.
Oliver Miller right there for the rebound, and Ory's on his back.
Robert Ory's first foul. Strolling to the line, Oliver Miller. Nolan Richardson's big man, 14 points, 13 rebounds. Razorbacks by 3.
You'd almost think they were playing at home with the sound of that crowd, but we're in Birmingham, Alabama.
Now the 3 can't even tie the game. Shot clock is off. Ory blocked by Mayberry, but he got it back. He drives on Todd Day. They've got to have a long-range one here. Sprewell steps in between 2, hits inside the paint. They call the timeout. 2-point game, 27.4 to go.
You know what, Bob? That's not a bad play. I'm not sure you need a 3 at that position. You've got one more basket, but you need to get a steal. Something's got to be done with your defense. You've got to make it work anyway, whether you got a 2 or a 3. They've still got a chance to win with a 3 and certainly a tie, but they've got to come back with the basketball to get that steal or a turnover. Take a look again now. Sprewell's going to get the basketball. A little pump fake right there. A little dash between two defenders inside and in the bottom of the net.
You know, Larry, we sit here at courtside, and it's been a marvelous thing to watch today. It's one of those basketball games that'll live with you for a long time. Best game you've seen this year? I know the previous best was Alabama at Arkansas.
Well, I saw the game and did the first game between Alabama and Arkansas in Tuscaloosa. I thought it was one of the best defensive efforts I've seen by two teams all year long. Tonight, the defense has been terrific, but the offense has been incredible. I mean, I've seen so many individual offensive moves tonight. You could put a highlight film together for both of these clubs and just throw it up and say, folks, this is SEC basketball.
The possession arrow belongs to Arkansas. Flip Sanderson has only used one of his timeouts. Nolan Richardson has one remaining. Our BP best players of the game, James Robinson of Alabama. 10 of 16, 26 points. Perfect in the second half. Todd Day, 39 on the board, 14 of 26 from the floor. The place in a frenzy. Arkansas possession, 27.4 to go. And the Razorbacks with the ball and the 2-point lead.
Alabama's going to press. They've got to come up quickly.
For Alabama, number 4, Kenneth Rice, and for number 42, Charles Sprewell, and for Arkansas, number 21, Darrell Hawkins, and for number 12.
Oliver Miller to throw it in. He's got it from Mayberry. He's got it back. Wallace, right wing. He's the man. They want a foul, and Robert Horry went right after it.
Well, the message was communicated in the huddle by Wimp Sanderson to his team. If Wallace gets the ball, he's the guy we want. Oliver Miller, thinking that he had Wallace open on the side, and did, threw the ball to him, and Alabama on top of him immediately. Look at the worried brow of Wimp Sanderson.
Arkansas has even taken his plaid coat off him. Razorbacks by 2. They're the best free throw shooting team in the SEC at 74%. Roosevelt Wallace at 67%. That's way short. Alabama could tie or possibly win with the 3. And they call the timeout with 18.1 to go. Arkansas 89, Alabama 87. Back after these messages from your local SEC stations.
March Madness has arrived, and 2 lucky KBSI viewers are going to witness the action firsthand, courtesy of your local Jeep Eagle dealer, Pizza Hut restaurant, and Fox 23 KBSI. Wade Holloway of Cape Girardeau has won a set of 4 tickets and lodging in St. Louis for the Missouri Valley Conference Tournament. Kathy Webble of Carbondale is the lucky winner of a pair of tickets, round-trip airfare, and 3 nights lodging in Birmingham, Alabama for the Southeast Conference Tournament. Congratulations to our Drive to the Finals winners from Jeep Eagle, Pizza Hut, and Fox 23 KBSI.
Fox 23 KBSI is proud to bring you this American Gladiators Contender Profile.
25-year-old Dennis Chandler is a training specialist from Ullen, Illinois. He competed in track and baseball in high school and works out 5 days a week at his home gym. He's ready to take on the best athletes in the world because he likes the challenge of facing the American Gladiators live.
Catch this contender in action at the American Gladiators Live Tour, Wednesday the 25th at the Show Me Center in Cape. This Contender Profile has been brought to you by Fox 23 KBSI.
It's Professor Homie.
You trying to win my affection and become the teacher's pet, ain't you?
On an all-new and living color Sunday. Can Terry teach Lester about love?
Everything he learned about romance, he learned from that show Studs.
Hey, that's a good show. It's The Art of Romance on True Colors, Sunday.
Tonight's Southeastern Conference Tournament basketball game has been brought to you in part by Ford and your local Ford dealers.
Each team with a timeout remaining. 18.1 to go. Arkansas by 2. Alabama with possession. The winner to play Kentucky tomorrow for the SEC Tournament Championship.
Let's see how the Arkansas Razorbacks play this right now. Ooh, that's a dangerous pass to make that pass right at midcourt.
Right at the timeline. Mayberry guarding Robinson. Clock running down to 10. Bama down by 2. They're shooting the 3. It'll go! Arkansas timeout, but Alabama has taken the lead.
Bob, they're going to have to put some time back on the clock, and I think that's the discussion the officials are having right now. They're trying to determine how many tenths of a second are going to be left on that clock. Don Rutledge looked at the clock just as the ball went through the net, and the timeout was called by Arkansas, which was their last timeout.
Timeout is called with 1.5 seconds remaining in the game. 1.5.
We've been given the word that it will be 1.5 seconds.
You know, of all the heroes we could have picked today, this might have been the least likely of all. Robinson with the move, the kick-out pass to the left, and the shot by Elliott Washington did nothing but hit the bottom of the net. We've talked about Ori, we've talked about Sprewell, we've talked about Robinson. But who's the man of the hour? Elliott Washington, outside the line with a tough 3, and the Tide goes up by 1. Look at that bench.
The scouting report on Elliott Washington, not a very good offensive player. And that's a quote from the Alabama coaching staff. Will occasionally take the open jump shot. He took a good time for it there.
Remember, we've got time left on this clock, 1.2 seconds. They've got to get the ball immediately to the top of that circle.
Now, we were told 1.5. They put 1.2, and now they're reworking it. They've got it at 1.6. Washington has taken 2 3-point shots today. Both of them have gone in, one early in the game, and this one very late.
You know, Bob, this is where the situation with the tenths of a second really is important. Because if there were just 1 second on that clock, the guys wouldn't know exactly how much time they've got left. That 6 tenths tells them exactly how much they've got.
Arkansas, no timeouts remaining. They've got to go 94 feet. Miller to throw it in over Todd Day's head. It'll go out of bounds. Nobody ever touched it, and celebrating with his crutches down here at the end of the floor is Andre Perry, who broke his foot in this game. Alabama to throw it in. Oliver Miller has it on the interception. Alabama beats Arkansas. There's Andre Perry. Crutches can't keep him off the floor. The Tide and the Wildcats tomorrow, Larry. And how much will they have left after this emotional 40 minutes today?
But I've got to say this. I have not enjoyed a college basketball game any more this year than what I just witnessed. These two clubs, really neither one of them should have been losers. Arkansas loses by 1 point, but in my book, they played a great game. They just ran up against an Alabama team that just had one last shot in them, and that one last shot came from a guy who reputedly has to be one of the least effective offensive players on the court.
Alabama beats Arkansas, and it's on to the SEC championship game for the Crimson Tide.
SEC basketball has been brought to you by the Jefferson Pilot Life Insurance Company. For insurance and financial services, better call Jefferson.
Copy. one was 90-87. This one, Alabama winning it 90-89.
Bob, they played 3 games. One of them decided by 2, one by 1, and one by 3. Is that close enough for you? And you know what? We had a lot of stars today, a lot of individual great plays. It was one of the better college basketball games anyone who was sitting at home had a chance to witness.
Everybody in this building today, the largest crowd ever to watch college basketball in the state of Alabama, knows they witnessed something very, very special. And the winning shot came from a junior college transfer out of Bradenton, Florida, Manatee College last year. He was only averaging 2 points a game, but Elliot Washington with the biggest shot of his life, and he got his team a win in the SEC tournament. For Larry Conley, Bob Carpenter, that's it from Birmingham. You've been watching Jefferson Pilot Sports exclusive coverage of SEC tournament basketball.